You ever have that feeling where you're just staring at a textbook and it feels like you're in a fight with it and you're losing? Well, you're in exactly the right place. We're about to break down a few simple, really powerful ways to totally transform how you study by, actually working with your brain instead of against it. Let's dive in.
Okay, let's just be real for a second. Do you hate studying? I mean, does the thought of cracking open a book just make you want to do literally anything else? Yeah, it's a super common feeling. But what if I told you the problem isn't you, and it isn't even the studying itself? It's how you're trying to do it.
And this is so, so important to get. If you feel tired or distracted or even kind of angry when you try to study, listen to this. You are not lazy. You're not broken. It's almost certain you're just using strategies that are completely misaligned with how your brain is actually wired to learn things.
So let's fix that right now. Our very first strategy is what I call the 20-minute brain hack. It's super simple, but it's a total game changer because it tackles the biggest myth out there, the idea that just putting in more hours automatically means you're learning more.
20 minutes. That's the magic number. That's it. So why 20 minutes? Well, all the cognitive science shows that for most of us, our ability to truly focus just takes a nosedive after about 20 minutes. So if you're forcing yourself to go for hours and hours, you're basically fighting a losing battle with your own biology. Your brain checked out a long time ago. The solution? You gotta stop those 3-hour marathon sessions. They just lead to burnout, and you don't even remember half of it. Instead, I want you to start thinking in sprints. Go hard with intense focus for 20 minutes. Then, and this is crucial, take a real 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, look out the window, whatever. That little cycle of focus and rest is exactly how your brain locks information into long-term memory. Okay, so our next big shift is all about what you're actually doing during those 20-minute sprints. It is time to stop being a passive sponge for information and start being an active participant in your own learning. This one might hurt a little. Reading isn't studying. I know, that goes against pretty much everything we've ever been taught. We think highlighting a whole chapter or just rereading our notes over and over is progress. But really, it's just a trick our brain plays on us. It gives us this illusion of fluency. It feels like we're being productive, but we're not actually retaining anything. The whole goal is to make your brain do something with the information. So instead of just passively reading, close the book and try to test yourself. Can you actually summarize the main points without looking? Try explaining the concept out loud, even if you're just talking to your wall. That act of pulling the information out and saying it is what builds strong connections in your brain. Now that is real studying.
All right, our final hack is specifically designed to defeat the number one enemy of every single study session: procrastination. It's for those moments when just the thought of starting feels like climbing a mountain. See, the old thought, the one that paralyzes us, is, I have to study this entire chapter. It creates this huge mental wall. It's just intimidating. But the new thought is, you know what? I'll just study for 5 minutes. It's so small, so manageable, that your brain has almost no reason to fight you on it. And here's the magic. Once you actually start, momentum almost always kicks in, and those 5 minutes easily turn into a full 20-minute focus session.
So let's put all these pieces together. The 20-minute sprints, the active learning, the 5-minute kickstart. These aren't just a bunch of random tips. They're actually the building blocks for a powerful new study system. And that's the ultimate goal here. You have to stop waiting for motivation to show up. It's flaky, it's unreliable. What you really need is a system, a dependable process that you can lean on every single time, especially on the days you really don't feel like it. A good system just bypasses your mood and gets you right into doing effective work. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about the mountain of work you think you have to do. What is one tiny 5-minute task you could tackle right now just to get the ball rolling? Because hating the old way of studying doesn't mean you're a bad student. It just means you're finally ready for a much, much better system.